Situations will arise. What in your life? But you gotta be smart about it. Sing it, celebrations with the guys. Then don't die. Something thought about it. Sing it, cause I sing it, y'all. I love you. You were my girl, girl. Da, 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 da. But you don't have to call. Hands in the air. Say what? It's okay, girl. What? Cause I'm gonna be alright tonight. Oh, you don't have to call. Whoa, whoa. It's okay, girl. And I know y'all are like, Kim, you don't have to sing. And I said, I know that. But I said, guess what? It's okay, girl. Cause y'all gonna be all right tonight. Listen, me and Will, before we went live, I don't know why I had Mr. USHERRAYMOND. Now tell me what you want to do with me. Got a nigga feeling like Josie. I don't know why I had Usher on the brain today. His music. Had Usher's music on the brain today. Because guess what, y'all? Usher has been giving us the things. Usher has been giving us the R&B things since that boy was about 12, 13 years old. People don't think about Usher as a child star, but truly he was. And has had a very phenomenal career. So let's put some respect on Usher Raymond IV's name out here. Anywho, the show, this one, is called Burn It Down with Kim Brown, the safe space where we set oppression ablaze. Because we're sick of this shit. We are tired of this fucking shit. I'm tired of this fucking shit. We got a great show for y'all in store today. So I can tell you at the end of the show, because we're going to go through some heavy things, a couple of heavy things, a couple of, pardon me, not so heavy things. But at the very end of the show, I have a nice little treat. I want us to take a peek at where we might be going on vacation. One of these lifetimes. So stay around and stay tuned for that. We're also going to give an update on a couple of stories. The AstroWorld disaster that happened back in Texas, where, what was it? Close to a dozen people ended up dying at Travis Scott's AstroWorld Fest. 2 of the families have reached settlements. So that's an update on a story that we had covered here. Also, we're going to give an update on Kanye, dumbass motherfucker, getting slapped with a lawsuit regarding his comments about George Floyd's death. I'll give you the update on that. And plus, we have a story out of Texas that I found to be extremely disturbing. And in the midst of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I think it was very appropriate that we talk about the story of this young woman who was murdered by someone she considered a friend after a pickup basketball game, and she beat him. And he left, came back, and shot her dead. Unbelievable. Just a tragic, heartbreaking story there out of South Dallas, Texas. Who is this in my thingy? Hey, it's Miss J Free. Hey, Miss J Free. Thank you so much for your super chat support. Thank you so much, Miss J Free. We appreciate that. And listen, we're going to start off the show today by taking a peek at what's happening out in Los Angeles. Now, originally, we were going to have Ricci Sergienko from the People's City Council to join us and talk about it's a fucking madness, you guys. Are you all paying attention to what's happening in LA with surrounding the comments from now former city council member Nuri Martinez, or she used to even be the city council president, and they told Nuri to get her shit and get the fuck out because, oh, you gonna come up here talk shit about black people, even black children? Oh, Nuri, we got something for you. So now the push is on. Hashtag Operation Resignation. Los Angeles activists have posted up outside the homes of several sitting city council members trying to get at least 2 more to resign. And you guys know, when we look around the country at activists and certain regions, I always big up Minneapolis, Twin Cities. They do the thing. Portland, PDX come out. But dog, our comrades in Los Angeles be with the shits, and they be with the petty shits, and they be with the actual shits, and they will talk shit to the council members. They would talk shit to the Los Angeles Police Department. They would talk shit to the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, which is one reason why we love the work that Ricci Sergienko does out there so much, because Ricci uses all of the protections that he has as a cis hetero and white man, right? And he tells the cops to go fuck all the way off. Why? Because he knows that they are not going to beat him. And the chances are that he is going to get beat a lot less than a non-white person would, saying those exact same things with the same sort of fire that Ricci does. So Ricci's going to try to join us next week and give us an update, because the shit got a little crazy today outside of the interim Los Angeles City Council president's house, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But before we do all the things, let me say what's up. My bad, I got started too quick. I didn't give up my proper shout outs. Let the chair recognize Miss Shirley in the building. I see my mods in here. Court, my baby, my sis. I see Dave Gamandi. Shout out to the Gamandis. Dave and BJ. Who else we got up in here? I don't even know. 38 people. What in the hell? I thought Friday night was our live night. What's going on? What's up, Latif? What's going on? Who else we got up here? Hey, Quaker. You're the shit, Quaker. Thank you so much for linking Alex Mingus to BPM. Hopefully, hey, if Jared don't jump on that, I'm jumping on that, Quaker, because Alex Mingus, the man from St. Paul, Minnesota, who received an award from the St. Paul police and said, nah, nah. We talked about it on the Remix Morning Show on Black Power Media this week. So big up Quaker Anarchist for hooking that situation up. I'm just so glad to see everybody in here. Hello, Northern Witch. Hi, Dee Dee. Let me scroll down. I'm sorry. If you are a new viewer to Burn It Down with Kim Brown, I'm sorry. Shout outs must be acknowledged, okay? I mean, this is just part of what the fuck we do here in order to talk to the people down. Of course, I see my baby Franny Francais. What's up, Nat? Big up Valley Girls. Valley Girls, I saw you re-upped your Patreon membership. You upped it, girl. That's what I'm talking about, Valley Girls. That's what I'm talking about, Valley Girls. That's the shit I'm talking about. I see Damien in here, Stone Alona, Ursula, and Damien. Hold on. Before we get into Los Angeles, let me just say this real quick. Now, you guys know I've been trying to tell y'all to watch Kalechi Okafor's podcast. Not watch it, but I mean, so sometimes she just post episodes on YouTube, but normally this is a Apple, iTunes, Spotify situation. Say Your Mind podcast. You can find it on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify and shit. Now, when Kalechi uses the term Jankro, now, I don't exactly know what she means when she calls motherfuckers Jankros, but she used the term Jankro to describe a lot of people, such as Queen Elizabeth, such as King Charles, such as anybody of power who was moving mad, to go all the way full Kalechiism. So when I saw that the UK managed to get rid of not one but two Jankros, and again, not fully knowing what Jankro means, but I'm assuming Queen Elizabeth and Liz Truss both qualify as Jankros. Whatever the fuck Jankros means, I'm like, yep, them bitches is Jankros. Congratulations, UK. Good job. Y'all got Liz Truss, airhead ass, the fuck up out of here. I don't know how, I'm not exactly clear on how UK electoral parliamentary operations work. I know you got a bunch of fucking other wayward ass motherfuckers waiting in the wings. Who was the list of people that I saw? It was all people that Kalechi always be dragging on her podcast. Kemi Baddernacock, I think. I know that's not her name, but that's what Kalechi calls her. Kemi Baddernacock. Who was the other wayward one? There was a couple other wayward ones. Oh, Preeti Patel. You guys have to listen. If you're interested in what the fuck happens in Britain from a black perspective, I'm telling you, Say Your Mind podcast is where it's at. Kelechi got me knowing all these motherfuckers. Preeti Patel, I think, used to be the Home Secretary before Liz Truss stepped up, and now Preeti Patel, her being herself a woman of color, seems to have a very hostile position towards immigrants there in the UK. So, a frightening situation if any of them Jankros get in there. Who was the other one? Suella Deville. So anyway, congratulations, UK. Well done, Ursula, Damien, and V. I don't know who else we have in here from the UK, but get Liz Truss ass the fuck up out of here. It was beautiful. I'd love to see it. Anyway. Okay. By the way, like the video, follow, subscribe, share, do all them things that makes YouTube understand that people actually like us out here. That would be great. That would be great. All right. Let's go to LA. So where the shit has been going down for the past couple of weeks, ever since leaked audio of a number of city council members. I believe the total was 3. It was Gil Cedillo. I hope I'm saying these people's names right. Nori Martinez and Kevin De Leon, right? And they got Nori the fuck up out of there. Woo! And I know you guys can remember previously on shows where we have been covering the actions of Los Angeles activists and organizers. They have been outside of Nori's house and telling Nori all about herself. And that is the energy that I'm absolutely here for. So the first thing we're going to see actually is going to be a piece from Spectrum One News' Kate Cagle. Kate Cagle is a white lady reporter, and Kate Cagle seems to be telling the story correctly. I've seen a number of Kate Cagle's pieces, and I've never been like, Kate Cagle is a propagandist. I've never gotten that from her reporting. So anyway, we like the reporting of Kate Cagle. So Kate Cagle's about to get us up to date here on the actions at City Hall because Operation Resignation is in full effect. Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, People's City Council, and a number of other organizations have said nope, no. And guys, I know we have ambivalence towards Black Lives Matter as a movement, as a record label, and all those things. The BLM chapter seems to be with the shit. How they spend their money, I'm not sure, but at least in these actions that I've been seeing for the past couple of days, the encampment, the 24/7 encampment that they have going on outside of one of the LA City Council members, they have tents, they have food, and we know that Black Lives Matter Global Network has enough money to support these types of actions. So hopefully they're going to use their money in the correct way. Yeah. But this is the piece that we're going to see from Kate Cagle. So it reads, latest, police in riot gear push activists out of the Los Angeles City Hall as they call on council members Gil Cedillo and Kevin De Leon to resign. The city council met virtually, which is interesting. They met virtually and they elected a new president after Nori Martinez resigned amid a racism scandal. So let's get the latest on what's going on with the LA City Council, starting off with this piece from Kate Cagle.
No resignation, no meeting. No resignation, no meeting.
Police in riot gear pushing back, grabbing activist Joseph Williams by the neck as he tries to enter City Hall, calling on the resignations of members Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo after a leaked racist conversation.
One of the doors here was open, so some of us went inside to try to attend the meeting, to go in, and then we were essentially brutalized by the LAPD.
Williams eventually walked away with a few cuts on his hand, and police barricaded City Hall. The council elected a new president, Paul Krikorian, to replace Nuri Martinez, who resigned last week. Her racist statements at the heart of the scandal.
People of Los Angeles can't wait for us to act on housing, on homelessness, on public safety.
Their secret conversation about redistricting now inspiring systemic reform. The council is moving forward with a plan to expand the number of seats in LA. Voters will likely decide in 2024. The virtual meeting was held in an empty chamber after 2 members, including Krikorian, tested positive for COVID. But protesters say it was an excuse to shut them out as they demand a pause on all meetings until De Leon and Cedillo resign.
This has nothing to do with COVID and everything to do with silencing the folks who are here.
Cedillo and De Leon were absent Tuesday. Neither have released updated statements in over a week as they faced cascading calls to step down. Williams says activists will keep up the pressure until they do.
The people are not going to let this pass. The people are not going to let you continue to stay in office. We're going to hold you accountable. Kevin, we've been in front of your house. I've slept in front of your house the past 3 nights, and we're not leaving until you step down.
My man says, hey, guy, I've been outside your house for 3 days. You think I'm going some fucking where? No. We comfy out here. We got sleeping bags. so somebody brought some granola snacks. We got some water. We chilling, dog. Get these, step the fuck down. Resign, Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo. Yes, sir. This is the kind of carrying on I'm here for. Now, as you guys see, that the LA City Council chamber was empty. Why? Because days prior, them people showed up and told them people about themselves. And as I'm slowly learning and discovering, politicians don't like being yelled at. And in Los Angeles, they will come and yell at you. And if you don't show up to work, that's cool, because they will come to your house and yell at you. I love that. I love that so much. Big up to Shirley in the chat and Courtney, who co-signed, talking about the attempts to dilute the Black political power there in Los Angeles on the city council. And yup, that is a big thing. And the ways in which the divisive rhetoric, either coming from politicians surreptitiously or covertly or whatever, or from the media talking about the Black-Brown alliance, is frayed. And it's like, is it frayed? Aren't Black and brown people living under similar conditions? I mean, the attempts to separate and divide the Black community in Los Angeles and the Latino community in Los Angeles is a tale as old as time, to try to divide and conquer. But now is more important than ever for these political alliances to be cemented. I won't say formed, because they're there, but they need to grow. And it's incumbent, I think, on Latino residents of Los Angeles, and y'all could correct me if I'm talking out of turn here, but they need to be the one to continue to advocate for Black political representation on the city council for Black areas, right? I think these communities can advocate for one another. I don't think it does not have to be the ways in which Nuri Martinez and Kevin De Leon were scheming and plotting in the back halls of the LA City Council building. So, but I digress. That's why I really wanted Richie to be here. And Richie's going to come here and put things more contextually for us, given that he's there on the ground. But I wanted to look at some of the actions, because y'all know, what's some of my favorite genres? What's some of my favorite genres? White on white violence, yes, one of my faves. But yelling at the cops, I love that. And I know it may sound like a small thing or a small act of resistance, but I like to see police be told about themselves, because they don't get told about themselves often enough. And especially the people, I think, who have the most societal protection are the ones that kind of need to take the charge and start screaming on these fucking cops. So that's why I appreciate everything that every activist does, but not every activist has the privilege nor protection to do and say everything, right? So people who work in the background, or even people who are in the foreground, there are levels of dangers and caution that, depending on your race, gender identity, abled or disabled status, you may not be able to go scream on the cops like a cisgender, hetero, able-bodied white man can, right? So if you are a cisgender, hetero, or not even that, or just cisgender, right? If you cisgender white man, go scream at them fucking cops. Go out there and start screaming at them goddamn cops, especially if they are out of pocket. So these clips that we're about to see is a melange of clips. Now, the first thing actually I want us to pop up, Will, can you throw up those images for me? Because I said it before at the top, Operation Resignation. This is being led by Black Lives Matter LA, according to the People's City Council. And the tweet, well, I'm going to tell you what the tweet reads, but we can put up the imagery. Yep. Resign, Kevin De Leon. Get it the fuck up out of there. And this is what they're doing, a 24/7 encampment in front of Kevin De Leon's house. Where's that nigga live? What's that say? La Joda Avenue in Fair Park. They are out there posted up right now. They are out there at La Joda Avenue and Fair Park Avenue. They are out there right now, LA. 90041. That's the zip code. Go out there right now. You're going to find them out there barbecuing and chanting and doing all kinds of wonderful things. And this is the kind of I'm here for anyone that is doing these kinds of actions. Let me just put it that way. Let me just put it that way. So Operation Resignation is going down right now. And then they have been out there for the past 3 days. They have been out there for the past 3 days, and they intend to run this 24/7 encampment until Kevin De Leon steps down along with Gil Cedillo. But it wasn't just Kevin De Leon's house that they was out in front of. I don't know about BLM, because I know that as we just seeing right there from the flyer, BLM specifically, BLM LA that is, was outside of Kevin De Leon's house. But Ricci and them was outside of a lot of people's fucking houses, including Mitch O'Farrell, who is also on the LA City Council, the newly elected city council president, the gentleman with the name starts with K, and it's multisyllabic, and I will attempt to pronounce it when I come back from tossing to these clips right now. But look at the ways in which the activists there in Los Angeles, they bring the motherfucking ruckus, and I love it. So the first clip that we're going to start with, all of these, by the way, are People City Council clips. So big up to Ricci Sergienko for not only being part of the actions, but being able to document the actions and present them in such a way that they are easily consumable. I mean, these videos have gotten tens of thousands of views on Twitter, and I'm sure other places as well. So this first clip, it says, how the LAPD is spending your $8 billion today. Harassing Black Lives Matter Los Angeles is... Oh, where the fuck did I go? God damn it. It says, the pigs came out to measure if we were 300 feet away from Kevin De Leon's house, despite telling us where we could stage our protest on the first night we pulled up. Interesting. And then the second clip is going to be them outside of Mitch O'Farrell's house, waking him the fuck up first thing in the morning, which I love to see. And then they went to the sitting president of the city council again after Nuri Martinez was forced out. Mr. You know what? I'm going to come back and say this shit in a second. But anyway, let's take a look at these clips. And again, keep in mind, these are in residential areas. And also keep in mind, at some of these locations, the neighbors of the city council people have been supporting the protesters. Okay? So this is how much the LA city council members, or the wayward ones, are disliked across the community, that their neighbors are telling the protesters, come on over here, you can pitch your tent in my front yard if you want to get on the bullhorn and yell at that motherfucker. You're more than welcome to do that, which says a lot. So anyway, let's take a look at these clips, y'all.
Morning, how you doing?
Shut the fuck up.
Nice. I'm good. That shit. What is it? 147. So you just get notice a lot of zigzagging there. What was that? A lot of zigzagging is what I'm doing, you know? So, yeah, adding a lot of feed. Yeah, one, I'll give you a foot here and there, but...
By the way, guys, these are great officers. I know them personally. So,
no, they're not.
So...
I was going home and I saw this, and I'm good.
We're good, dude. We're good. Thank you very much. All right, Amanda. That's it.
So that's the line right there. So we're good.
This is it right here. That's 300 feet, huh? That's 300 feet, right? Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
What are you gonna do?
Fuck you.
What are you gonna do?
Fuck you.
We're outside, Mitch! We're outside, Mitch! Wake up, Mitch! Wake up, Mitch! Where are you at, Mitch?
You guys gotta keep marching. We're gonna keep doing
Listen, you guys are get excited.
All right, protesting over.
Keep marching. Keep
Now we're just standing here. We're not allowed to stand here.
No, sir, you're on the
So
street.
I'm allowed to walk. There is no sidewalk.
I know.
So am I allowed to be here?
It's right across the road.
Am I allowed to be here?
You need to walk.
So I just walk back and forth.
You need to continue to walk.
Why do I have to keep walking?
Because you're blocking the street.
No, you're full of shit, dude. He can be on the public fucking sidewalk. Relax, okay?
There's no sidewalk.
Where's the sidewalk at?
Is this
You're
the
so
sidewalk?
smart.
Is this the sidewalk?
That's not a sidewalk, sir. That's
What is it?
That's private property.
There's no sidewalk on this whole street?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's fucking bullshit.
That's
That's a lie. There's sidewalk over there, bro. I just got you on camera lying. You're lying. There's sidewalk over there. Over there.
Well, let's go over there.
Well, then where is it? Show us where.
Why are you getting so close, bro? What is wrong
It's
with
your job,
you?
right? You're telling us
That's
where
not
we
my
can't
job.
be.
What I'm telling you is
you're telling us where we can't be.
Where can we be?
I can't be on the street. So now I go on here. Now you're saying I'm on private
You're on
property.
private property.
So are you enforcing?
Whose
it? Are they saying
property?
that we're- that
Yeah.
we're- Did they say we can't be on
Right.
the property?
Tell him. He doesn't know law. He doesn't know
Did
law.
they say we can?
What?
Did they say we can or we can't? You don't know that.
Wait, did these private property owners say that you want us off?
So
Did I
when
say
they
that?
when they report it, then we'll get off their property.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Kevin De Leon. I came over here from New York to 1v1. You bring your ass outside.
Come on, Katie. We
Right
waiting
now.
for you.
Right now.
On
It's
your
time.
Did you recognize the president of the Amazon Labor Union, Mr. Christian Smalls? Chris said he came out from New York. Yo, Chris said he came out to Kevin De Leon's house to bring the motherfucking ruckus. I respect the energy. He told that nigga to come outside. This is what I love. Yes, y'all, tell elected officials to come outside. Ain't nobody gonna jump you. ain't nobody trying to jump you. Just come on outside. Just come on outside. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat. Let's have a little talker to talker. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry for cackling all in y'all's ear, but yo, the energy. The energy. I am here for the energy. So yeah, so that is happening. And wait a minute. What else did I have on here? I think I had a couple. So, okay. So the other clips that I want to show you all, a big up, again, always big up to the Amazon Labor Union and all the Amazon workers, because again, when you see what police protect property, they are not protecting people. We know the fucking depravity that the Los Angeles Police Department and the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department are definitely capable of. And this is what they are there to do. $8 billion spent right there to keep Ricci and them out the fucking street. Come on. Come on. So, but here's the reason why Ricci couldn't join us today, because the shit got a little crazy outside of the interim president. I got this nigga name now. Paul Krikorian. Paul Krikorian, according to our comrade social media, is a big friend of the police and doesn't understand why protesters should have constitutional protections for freedom of assembly and freedom of speech and all those other things. So Paul Krikorian, when Ricci and them showed up at his house, because they made the rounds, apparently, they was outside of Gil Cedillo's house, they was outside of Kevin De Leon's house, they was outside of Mitchell Farrell's house, and now Paul Krikorian's house also got showed up in front of. Now, so let's look at these clips, because this is where LAPD came out and did some higgy haga. So let's take a look at that today.
Fucking guy! Oh my God! The worst fucking pig in LA! Alan Hamilton, look at this fucking piggy right here. Well, how's Larry Elder, bro? How's Larry Elder? That's your bestie right there. How's Larry Elder, dude? You gonna try to fight any youth activists right now? You gonna fight it? What? What are you gonna say? 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 What are you gonna say?
The people have come to your house.
Hey!
Come on out, Paul.
Where you at, Paul?
Where you at, Paul?
Good morning, Paul.
Where you at, Paul?
Illegitimate.
You illegitimate president?
Illegitimate.
Come talk to your people. To the people you importantly fucking represent.
Yes, the energy. That is what awoke Paul Krikorian this morning. Those people out front making a joyful sound. And again, if you have white privilege, please flex it. Please, it's okay to call the police pigs. Chances are they just going to get grumpy, but they're not going to put hands on you, right? Anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, so the reason Ricci was not able to join us is because that scene outside of Paul Krikorian's house, the LAPD came out from what I am able to ascertain, I don't think that they made any arrests. I know Richie had tweeted out a video that said that arrests were made, but that video has since been deleted. And I was able to chat with him briefly via text. And he said that no arrests were made, but people were forced to vacate the area. And consequently, he was not able to be on with us today because of that shit. So hopefully we'll be able to catch up with Richie next week and give us a little bit more of context and perspective and further insight about what the next steps are. Because potentially, if there are maybe 3 new LA City Council seats becoming open, there could be some special elections going on. Hey, we need to put up some of our people, right? Because if the council members that will be forced out, hashtag Operation Resignation, those council members, if they're just replaced by some new dickheads on the same old dickhead shit, what's the point? What is the point? So I'm curious as to whom is in the pipeline, perhaps or potentially, to bring a more socialist leftist slant to the LA City Council, because LA is primed, honey. It is ready to rock and fucking roll, and the people out there are with the shits. And but on the contrary, on the other side, they have a lot of concentration of right-wing nut jobs right there. Orange County. What are some of the other racist places in and around the LA area? San Bernardino. Yep. All the plenty of crackers in California. Make no mistake. Make no mistake about that. And again, if you're new here, a cracker is a racist white. Okay, so the only people who get mad at me using the term cracker is racist white. So don't tell on yourself out here. Anywho, thank you, Franny Francais, a John Brown Brigade member, might I add. the Franny is with the shits. Ythank you, dearest. Oh, Franny. Franny says, with gratitude, the John Brown Brigade. Franny, I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for all of yous. Thank you so much for all your support. So anyway, that's what's happening in LA. Ta-da. Do us a favor, guys. Little quick pause for the cause. We got how many people in here? What's that say? 63? What's them thumbs up? What's that thumbs up situation looking like? Is it mathing? Not quite. Not quite. The math is not exactly mathing. So why don't y'all help me out? Get them thumbs up going on the vids, and we will come through. Who else said it? Who said it? Public Utility says Santa Clarita. Also, Cracker Central in California. Noted. Thank you so much, Public Utility. Yeah, no, it's important. it's important that everybody know where the crackers are, because there's a couple things about crackers. Crackers are dangerous, okay? Crackers are dangerous. They are obstinate. Chances are they are armed. This is why I emphasize so much for the John Brown Brigade to go get armed. I know you guys are nice, peaceful people. Your cracker cousins are not, and they are armed. So you guys got to do what John Brown was out there to do. What was John Brown out there doing when he got caught? He was trying to break into the armory. Now, y'all don't have to break into the armory because you're white. You can just buy the armory. You're allowed to have the armory. So anyway, there's that. Anyway, but I love everybody. Everybody love everybody, except the crackers. We do not love crackers. Never that. Follow us places around the internet at BIDWKB, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, at Burn It Down KB on Twitter. If you want to support us materially, you're welcome to do that. Thank you so much, Nat A, for your Cash App support. Thank you, baby. Ooh, shout out to Robert R. Robert wrote us and asked, Robert wants to contribute to the show in a different way. So Robert asked, could he send me a check? I said, what am I going to do with that? I'm just kidding, Robert. No. The answer is yes. I'm going to reply to you, Robert, with our P.O. box. We do have a P.O. box. I don't like to give it out on the internet because I'm still a little jumpy from that Tucker Carlson shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think motherfuckers is trying to send me pipe bombs and whatnot. So and I don't want to endanger the good people at the fucking post office. What some racist hooligans out here trying to fuck with me. So if you ever want to send me something, like mail me something directly, it's best to reach out directly, and I will give out that address. Maybe I shouldn't be paranoid. I can't help it. I'm black in America. How the fuck could I not be paranoid? Anywho, But if you want to support us materially at BIDWKB, that's Cash App, that's Venmo, paypal.me/BIDWKB. Oh, and Patreon. Ooh, thank you so much to, is it my man Micah? Micah became a new patron. Let me make sure I'm saying, I'm getting my guy's name right, because you know I'm prone to say the wrong fucking name, because, you know, journalists shouldn't maybe smoke weed. I guess that's why the rest of them are a bunch of fucking drunks. Maybe they're not stoners, but they are fucking drunks. Thank you, Micah. Micah D came through with the Patreonage. And that's patreon.com/BIDWKB. You can support us on the low, by the way. Our tiers are very low, and become a member. Jesus Christ. I'm a pitch woman now. I'm about to start. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to do. Anyway, $2 basically. $2 a month is the low end for our Patreon tiers and our YouTube membership. And I'm very grateful and appreciative for your $2. So thanks you and thank you again. So let's move along. Oh God. All right. This is the trigger warning portion of the show. And let me just tell you guys that the show is we're gonna dip into a valley, but then we're gonna come back up. Okay, I promise. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about these things, because but for the grace of God go I. A 21-year-old sister, her name was Asia. Asia liked to play basketball. Asia was from Dallas. Asia would go to the courts and hoop with the dudes. And one of her friends, a man who was 10 years her senior, but that doesn't make a big difference. Number one, I mean, she was an adult. And I don't know formally the relationship between these two. It has just been described as friendly. So long story short, Asia was in a pickup basketball game. And then we're going to play the story, actually. But the long and the short of it is, this young woman was shot and killed by a man that she considered her friend, because she beat him in a game of basketball. And we're going to pick up the story right here with Fox 29 out of Dallas. And let me give everybody, and this is a trigger warning. I don't even know if this qualifies as domestic violence. Perhaps it's a form of domestic violence because they were acquainted and they knew each other. Even though they weren't in an intimate partner relationship, at least not that has been reported. But the violence against women that is so casual and so easy and so it's just so final, you know? Like, it's not enough to just harm us. Like, people want to literally kill us. And for why? But let's pick up the story again from the Fox affiliate in Dallas.
Yeah, Steve, police haven't given us the name of a suspect or a motive yet, but Asia Womack's mother tells me the 21-year-old was shot 5 times and killed by a man she had befriended and helped, someone that she called a friend. Hard to understand, reportedly getting angry over losing a basketball game to a woman and then killing her. And because she was supposedly a friend, even more difficult for this family to understand.
Asia loved basketball.
Yes, she did.
She loved basketball to the point to where she died doing what she loved. And she shouldn't have died that way.
A mother mourns her murdered daughter, 21-year-old Asia Womack, killed Monday evening after playing basketball at T.G. Terry Park just up the street from her home, where family gathered, grieving.
This was supposed to be a friend of Asia's. She's eaten with this man, she's fed him, and he turned on her and killed her in a vicious way.
Womack was a whiz at basketball, playing her high school days at Madison. Monday, family says she was in a pickup game at the park, playing against the guy who is said to have shot her, and she won. The family also says there was trash talk, too.
But this is so senseless. This is so, you become embarrassed, basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
According to the family, the shooter took his kids and brother home and came back to the park, shooting Asia Womack 5 times. cameras at this store, possibly capturing the car speeding away. We're told detectives took the video.
Detectives are still working the case. No one is in custody at this time. They've been working it since Monday night, trying to find justice for Ms. Womack.
My prayer is that justice be served, that he is found and that he will give up or turn himself in.
If you know where he is, where his whereabouts are, please, please turn him in. Help the family out. We're hurting.
So homicide detectives are trying to track down this person right now. Listen, Crime Stoppers offering a $5,000 reward if you know where he is for any information leading to arrest and conviction of the man who shot and killed 21-year-old Asia Womack.
All right, Sean Rabb, live from Dallas Police Headquarters. Thanks, Sean.
Will, can we get the article up from Fox 29? So the update on the story, number one, this happened, the package that we just saw aired on October 3rd. October 20th, Dallas man arrested for allegedly murdering woman 21 who beat him at a basketball game. And Cameron Hogg, age 31, was arrested this past Thursday and charged with murder. And all I can say is, even though as much as I want the police abolished and the prison system abolished, until the community starts collecting abusers, rapers, and murderers, jail is the only place I can think of that he can be, or 6 feet under. Now, I'm not advocating violence, but we have to talk, y'all. Like, we seriously have to have a conversation. Okay, we really have to have a conversation about the way that we are raising our boys. Okay, because let me say this, and the ways that they develop into men. This lady, this woman, this young lady, Asia Womack, was hooping. Okay, when I say sis was hooping, sis must have been hooping. You know how impressive it is. I'm not, because number one, not all men are athletically inclined, but they do expect for them to have, that is, the men expect for, just by default of them being male, there are certain sports that they should be better at than girls. Okay, and the fact that the father or her stepfather there was talking about, there was trash talk involved. If Asia was whooping ass on that basketball court, Asia should have been talking all the fucking shit. Okay, she should have been talking all the shit. And the links that society, but in certain situations, individuals will go to humble a black woman. Like, this bitch can't be out here talking shit to me. I have to humble her, right? I'm sure he was throwing elbows. I'm sure he was giving hard fouls. I'm sure he was trying to dunk. And guess what, nigga? You still got your ass whooped. And Asia should have been confident and safe to talk her shit because she backed up her athletic prowess on that court. That's not some shit to go shoot up somebody over. I don't know if they was playing for money. I don't even give a fuck. Was they playing for money? None of it was worth anybody losing their life over. And just think about how deep in his feelings Cameron Hogg must have been, if, as alleged in these news reports, that he left, took his kids home, took his brother home, found her, and shot her 5 times. And I think toxic masculinity is an accurate description of that, but I think it's just a little too flimsy, because something is the matter with some of our men in our society, because patriarchy has it such that these men never want to be at the level of a woman, because a woman is always beneath a man in every aspect. There is maybe with the exception of domestic labor. What else are some areas that men are comfortable with women being better at than them, right? It's always some shit that's gendered and affiliated with so-called women's work or whatever. But if a woman is equal and or better than a man in an area that he considers his territory, violence is not beyond the realm of options available to the man to make himself feel better about being lowered to the status of a woman. Okay? The reason why some men get so upset about being called a bitch is because how dare you compare me to a female, dog? What you think I am, some female out here? We all know females is weak. We all know females ain't shit. Don't call me no female out here, dog. And the fact that we have to wait when there is violence committed against women, we have to wait on the police to act, right? Still is very bothersome to me. Because abusers and people who would take such a drastic reaction like Cameron Hogg allegedly did against Asia Womack, I'm sure that's not his first time ever being violent towards a woman. I'm willing to bet as the reporting comes out about this individual in the coming days and weeks, we're going to find, chances are, he has a history of domestic violence. He has probably been violent towards women in the past. He's only 31. And the other part about this that makes me break my heart so deeply for Asia is that this man was purported to be a friend of hers. And as somebody who has been harmed by men that I have considered to be my friends, I understand what a violation that is. I understand what a betrayal that is. Because the friendships between men and women oftentimes are lopsided because somebody might have other intentions. One party may have different intentions unbeknownst to the other party. So one party is completely in the dark about what the actual dynamics of this friendship are. Meanwhile, another party is doing all the friend zoned things, but scheming on the draws the entire time, right? I feel for her because I know I obviously cannot know what it's like to be just harmed in the way that Asia was harmed, but in the ways that I have experienced that violation and betrayal, she never saw it coming. She never saw it coming. She did not think that her friend would be capable of doing that to her. I mean, and you can kind of see the disbelief on her parents' face, right? Like they were like, she knew this guy. She helped this guy out. Like he killed her of all people, and what he killed her over? There's something really wrong here, y'all. Like we need to be teaching our boys that number one, girls are not less than, and that young men, you are not less than a man if a woman beats you at something. And you should not be inspired to violence or embarrassment or humiliation. And let me just say, and I know potentially, I don't know this for a fact, but I would assume that after, I'm sure Asia was talking her shit on the court, righteously so, but I bet you it was the other brothers chiming in that probably made him go over the edge. Because again, there's something about being roasted over a female, it regardless of what the scenario, but if the female is in the situation somehow, men being roasted by each other over a female makes them niggas zap out. They go into a different part of their brain and they are unable to process or deal with that embarrassment. And because men are so easily socialized to violence, that is their go-to. And it didn't have to be the gun. He could have put hands on her. You know what I'm saying? But the gun belies the premeditation of the act because he had plenty of time to calm down and go in a different direction. He didn't have to come back to the fucking basketball court. My guy, you were home for all intents and purposes. You dropped off your kids, you dropped off your brother. You could have stayed right where they was. You didn't have to go back there, but you had to put that bitch in her place. You had to humble that bitch. You had to let that bitch know that bitch was not better at you than at anything. And I want to know why. What is it in some men that drive them to that? And if you know them other men, smack the fuck out of these goddamn men. I'm tired of these fucking problematic, misogynistic dickheads inflicting harm and violence upon women. I'm tired of it. You niggas need to start beating the shit out of these niggas. Like I don't know how else to say it. I'm over it. Fucking over it. I want to send my deepest condolences to Asia Womack's family there in Dallas. We're going to follow this story. The contradictions that I feel about the prison system and the police, but at the same time, I want to see this motherfucker under the goddamn jail. I'm going to have to reconcile with that. Anyway, let's take a quick pause. A Lady 747, thank you so much for your membership. Jess Tess, thank you so much for your super chat support. Jess, I love your comments under the videos. Thank you so much for supporting the thing. And thank you for thinking that I'm funny. Jess, I appreciate that. I really, really do. Ooh, let me simmer down for a second. I don't even have no weed back here. Hey, Seuss, I knew what was on the dock. I knew what was on my rundown. And I didn't roll myself no weed. I haven't spoke with y'all in a while. That's because I've been trying to keep a clear head. For what? I'm not exactly sure. Keep a clear head for whomst. I don't know. We about to start getting high again. How about that? Let's move on to the next story. I don't know what to call this. I do not know to say what to call this. So you guys know I went off. I can't say on Kanye because it's not like Kanye like watched this shit and internalized what I had to say to him. But I had some comments, about Kanye dumbass, just being a dumbass generally. And the comments that he made about George Floyd, I'm sorry, think I got upset, started burping. The comments that he made about George Floyd and his death, all based off of Candace Owens' fucking documentary. This nigga is so lost. So here we go. So now he may have to come about his pocket. Mother of George Floyd's daughter files $250 million lawsuit against Kanye West for comments on George Floyd's death. Thank you so much, Infinite Content. I saw you tag me on this, but I seen it. Infinite Content, you do be hipping me to a lot of shit. This thing I did see independently, though. So let's read this from, what's this? Click to Houston, BIDWKB.com. The mother of George Floyd's daughter has filed a $250 million lawsuit against rapper Kanye West following his recent comments on Floyd's death. In a news release from Witherspoon Law Group and Dixon & Dixon, attorneys at law, Floyd's family issued a cease and desist letter to Kanye West, who is also known as Ye, for comments about the 2020 death of the man at the center of the Minneapolis at the hands of Minneapolis police that sparked a worldwide movement against police brutality. In West's recent appearance, we saw all that stupid shit on the Drink Champs. Lord have mercy. He made controversial comments about George Floyd's death, saying that he died as a result of fentanyl use, which George Floyd had drugs in his system, but he also had a knee on his fucking neck. And I guess, Candace Owens, if she ain't put that in the goddamn documentary, I guess Kanye West wasn't going to even see that shit. What a fucking idiot. Hennepin County Medical Examiner Dr. Andrew Baker said during his testimony, why the fuck did you even include all this? Click to Houston. I don't give a goddamn what the medical examiner said. We have already surmised and debunked the credibility of this individual. Dr. Andrew, what's his name? Dr. Andrew Baker. Was that the nigga who also was the medical examiner in Maryland? It was a couple of wayward ones. I want to read the release from the family. Dr. Vic Barbara, an emergency physician. Yeah. So why is this going into all this? But where is with the the family said. Okay, here we go. In a news release that discusses the lawsuit filed by Roxy Washington, who is the mother of Gianna Floyd, the lawyer said that West made, quote, false statements about George Floyd's death to promote his brand and to increase marketing value and revenue for himself, his businesses, and his partners and his associates. The release also says that West stated, quote, malicious falsehoods about George Floyd in order to profit from his death and the family's trauma. The full interview has since been removed. Oh, now that's news. I didn't know that. The full interview has since been removed from the Drink Champs YouTube and Revolt TV. But clips of the comments have continued to circulate the internet. Oh, and social media. Did y'all know that? I'm sorry. I'm sitting here like I'm by myself reading this shit. Like I'm on like we on the phone or something. Like I didn't know that they had removed it because again, I don't watch no fucking Drink Champs. Interesting. So, quote, the interests of the child are a priority, says attorney Nuru Witherspoon, who is a partner at the Witherspoon Law Group. They also said, quote, George Floyd's daughter is being traumatized by Kanye West comments, and he's creating an unsafe and unhealthy environment for her. Now we get to it, because when I first heard this, and I'm like, because you guys know I got my Juris Doctorate in law and order, so I think I know a thing about the law. I think I know a thing about the law. But I'm like, I don't know if this lawsuit has any merit or not, because I mean, you can't, I guess, police a private citizen's comments or opinions about a very public incident. But Kanye's not a private citizen. Kanye's very much a public figure. And I think there is a different standard of accountability if you are a known person, if you have a sizable platform, which Kanye does. He has a huge platform. So I think they might be able to prove harm to George Floyd's daughter based on Kanye's comments, because, again, it's demonstrably provable that George Floyd died as a result of Derek Chauvin's excessive force. Fentanyl, heart disease, all that shit didn't seem to make a damn difference when George Floyd was alive sitting up in his car, right? He had the fentanyl in his system and had the heart disease. He seemed to be walking and talking just fine, breathing just fine. It wasn't until the knee on the neck for 9 minutes, oh, he expired. Well, that's the direct cause. And so if Kanye wants to run around with these fucking Jankros, again, no, I am not, don't ask me to define what a Jankro is, but I think I'm using it right. If Kanye want to keep kicking it with these Jankros, he's going to have to come out his pocket. $250 million sounds like a great number, even if they get 10% of that. You know what I'm saying? Even if they only get 25% of that, that's still a nice chunk of change for George Floyd's daughter. So these people, specifically Kanye, and again, the people who continue to platform Kanye, keep having these silly ass niggas be the voices of the culture. Keep having Nori drunk ass up there, Joe Budden rapey ass up there, Charlemagne's misogynistic ass up there. Keep picking these same motherfuckers, man. You keep putting these same niggas up. And these niggas are going to continue to embarrass themselves and embarrass the culture. And I hope they embarrass their fucking pockets and embarrass their bank accounts. Kanye, you want to cry about you took $140 million to JP Morgan and Chase, nigga? Drop off that $250 million to George Floyd's daughter while you at it. While you over there crying about the white man not taking your fucking money, why don't you distribute it immediately to the child of a victim of police brutality? The other story, the other update, I'm going to move through these things. We're almost done, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you, Will, for sticking around in overtime. Will, before we came on, Will was not over here, but Will is at his house doing Will things. But, we could talk to each other, and Will was over here yawning. I said, nigga, it's 6:30. Wake your ass up. It's 6:30 on a Friday night. You better wake back up, young G. But it's cool. We almost done. We almost done. So let me give y'all another update on a story that we had covered here on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Families of Axel Acosta and Brianna Rodriguez, who died at Travis Scott's AstroWorld, settle lawsuits. Now, obviously, we remember. I'm so devastated still for these families because as a concert goer, and again, as somebody who has found themselves almost crushed to death, I'm not going to get into the whole story because y'all who know the story know the story. But a certain rapper had to come save me because I was going down. I was going down. I was getting crushed. So I can viscerally feel what perhaps these young victims were feeling, a feeling of complete helplessness of your body and your surroundings, and there's nothing you can do. It's almost like you're drowning in people. You know what I'm saying? But like it's different from the sensation of drowning in water because you can bloop bloop bloop. You can do something for yourself, right? In the water situation, but when you are being crushed by people against you at all sides and you feel the breath leaving your body, it is a very, very scary situation. That's why I'm still so devastated for the families of these young people. So let me read this piece. Who wrote this? The Houston Chronicle. The families of two people who died during last year's AstroWorld Music Festival have settled wrongful death lawsuits that they had filed according to their attorneys. 10 people were killed and hundreds others injured during a massive crowd surge at the November 5th concert at in Houston, headlined by rapper Travis Scott. The settlement terms for both lawsuits were confidential, as I kind of expected them to be. Attorney Tony Busby announced Wednesday that the family of 21-year-old Axel Acosta had settled its lawsuit against more than 20 defendants, which included Scott and Live Nation, which is the festival's promoter. Quote, Axel Acosta was a beloved son and brother and student. He was kind and loving. He is greatly missed. Please keep his family in your prayers, Busby said in a statement. Oh, you guys hear the train going by? It's very loud. Acosta, who was a computer science major at Western Washington University, had traveled alone to Houston to attend the festival. Authorities initially had trouble identifying him and released a photo of him seeking the public's help. Man, that just hit me even a little bit deeper because I too used to go to concerts alone. KTRK TV first reported that the family of another victim, 16-year-old Brianna Rodriguez, had also settled the lawsuit. Court records showed that Rodriguez's family had settled their lawsuit against defendants Live Nation, Travis Scott, and others back on July 22nd. Her family previously described Rodriguez as a high school junior in Houston who had loved to dance. Quote, Brianna Rodriguez was deeply loved and is terribly missed by her parents, her entire and extended family and her friends, and by her peers at Heights High School. Brianna's memory will forever live within those whose lives she touched through the nonprofit organization Dancing Through Bree, which has been created to provide scholarships to college-bound dancers. Oh, that's good. This is according to Rodriguez's family, they said in a statement on Thursday. Here's what Travis Scott said. So Ted Anastasiou, who is the spokesperson for Travis Scott, said in a statement Thursday that no member of the rapper's legal team has participated in any settlements discussions. Okay, what's the fuck even point of saying that? Attorneys with Live Nation, who is the world's biggest concert promoter, did not immediately return emails seeking comment on Thursday. Within the last few weeks, the families of at least 3 other victims who died at the festival have amended their lawsuits to include Michael Rapino, who is Live Nation CEO and president, as a defendant, according to court records. Good. Name every fucking body. Run them goddamn pockets. Live Nation attorneys have asked that Rapino be dismissed from the case because the family's attorneys have failed to show that he was personally involved in any matters related to the festival, according to court records. More than 500 lawsuits were filed after the deadly concert. The 10 people who died were among 50,000 who attended the festival. Those who died ranged in age from 9 to 27 years old. Roughly 300 people were injured and treated at the scene, and 25 were taken to hospitals. Those killed died from compression asphyxia, which sounds very accurate. Compression asphyxia. So I'll make this brief. So anyway, for y'all who don't know, when I was probably about 19 or 20, I went and saw Red and Meth at the Ritz nightclub, 9th and E Streets Northwest. Red and Meth came out on stage, and again, this is nothing against Red and Meth. They did nothing wrong. In fact, Redman saved my life. But long story short, at the time, I was very little, 5'2". I was very small. I was very small chick. And they came out, and these niggas just started erupting around me. Like, it was elbows, it was Justin's, and these men did not even notice me. I was going down. Like I said, I'm about to fall on the floor because I cannot catch my breath, and these niggas are going to trample me to death. That's it. And lo and behold, here comes Superman Lover. Superman, flying down the air for me. Redman reached out, grabbed me out the crowd, picked me up, carried me off stage, took me to a security guard who took me outside so I could catch my breath, gave me some water. They would not let me back in the club. Of course, I was trying to get back in there to see Red and Meth, but I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just go home. maybe I will just go home. So we still want to send definitely our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the families who still lost victims, who lost loved ones at the AstroWorld Festival. And big up to Brianna Rodriguez's family for creating a nonprofit to give college-bound dancers scholarships in Brianna's name. That was really touching. So I told you guys at the beginning that when we got to the end, did I already talk? Oh, yeah. When we got to the end, we're going to end on a high note, a tiny bit of a high note. Now, guys, if you recall, well, at least on Instagram, when I do the IG lives, I had maybe about a month or so ago, I was talking about vacation. I said, I would love to go on a vacation. I would love to see some nice clear water. I would love to feel the sun on my face. A vacation sounds so nice. But then the hurricane season came through, and everywhere we was thinking about going to a vacation had a hurricane ran through it, unfortunately. So I saw this on the internet. I said, maybe we can go here instead. So will you guys go with me to this special place in the sky? Let's take a look.
The pillars of creation lie 6,500 light years away. This area is brimming with gas and dust, essential ingredients for star formation. A new near-infrared image from the Webb Space Telescope shows the scene in high definition. Glowing, bright red wavy lines appear at the edges of some pillars, revealing where stars are ejecting material as they form. The bright red orbs are newly formed stars that have burst into view. Distant galaxies typically make appearances in Webb's images, but not this one. A translucent layer of gas and dust is drawn like a curtain, allowing the stars to take center stage. Webb's near-infrared image of the pillars of creation will help researchers update their models of star formation. Over time, we'll learn how stars form and burst out of these dusty clouds over millions of years.
How much you think Southwest charged her for a one-way ticket? Or Spirit Airlines? How much you think we can get for a one-way round trip? No, I have to say this. So we talked a little bit about this, and I'm gonna let y'all go in about 2 minutes. But this week on the Remix Morning Show, we kind of we had the very surface level discussion about atheism and belief and spirituality, etc. So I don't believe per se in bearded white man sitting in the sky, that kind of God, but I do believe in universal power. So I believe that after I pass away, I think me and Breezy and Bagheera are going to unite in the afterlife and fly through the universe and do missions. me and Breezy and Bagheera, we have missions. We have missions to do in the afterlife, and I have a feeling we're going to be going there. We are going to be flying out there. So when I see these pictures of these of the galaxy far, far away, I get excited because I feel like I'm going to see that place. I'm going to see those places in the afterlife. I truly, truly believe that. I mean, anyway, doesn't that look beautiful? Doesn't that look beautiful? And as much as those pictures are gorgeous, I really don't like how much money NASA gets when the country is collapsing and we have so much poverty and inequality, and NASA, they like give NASA $2 trillion more so we can look at some pretty pictures in the sky. Anyway, the contradictions, I know they never end. So guys, that's the show. Quick housekeeping note. This Sunday, on Sundays on Black Power Media, the champ is here. Okay. Now I saw. Oh, okay. Let me begin what I'm talking about. So, Ear Doctor obviously does Sundays every Sunday, 8 p.m. on Black Power Media. Kills it with the mix, but he's doing something different where he is actually interviewing the hosts about our musical influences and the songs and artists that meant something to us in our formidable years, right? And the funny thing is, I watched Jared's. Jared's was really good, but I'm like, there is a lot of overlap, honestly, musically between Jared and myself. There's definitely some points of deviation and distinction, but there was a couple songs that Ear Doctor played. I said, damn, I was gonna pick them joints. so come hang out this Sundays, 8 p.m. It's gonna be me and the Ear Doctor. We're gonna hear some Sade. We're gonna hear some Gap Band. We're gonna hear some Redman. We're gonna hear some Outkast. We're gonna hear some Guns N' Roses. We're gonna hear some Incubus, some New Edition, some motherfucking anyway, it's gonna go all over the place. So it would really mean a lot if you guys were to come hang out with me, because you guys know how much I like music and how big of an influence is music into me. And of course, you guys know I have impeccable fucking taste in music. So this will be a treat for everybody. It'll be a good treat. It'll be a good treat. So come hang out with me and the Ear Doctor this Sunday, Black Power Media, 8 p.m. Sundays. And again, Fire Fam, I want to thank you all so much for showing up when I do Status Coup on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. It really warms my heart that y'all show up, that y'all just show up. It's really beautiful. And I can't express my gratitude enough to see that there's support. Like y'all will come see me where I'm at. And that means an infinite amount. Like I can't even really put it into words what that means to me, because woo, I told y'all loyalty is my love language. Like Jesus Christ, y'all. I mean, do you want me to say I love you? I will say I love you to every time I see each and every single one of you show up someplace where I am. So I just wanted to say that's not a small thing to me. That is a very big deal. And I appreciate that so much. So thank you all for doing that. COVID is out here jumping on people, y'all. They called the shit. What did they call the fucking COVID? They called the new strains the Scrabble COVID. Get it? Scrabble? Because there's so many letters. That's where the level of reporting for COVID has gone in America. Like, oh, a new strain. It's called Scrabble. Fucking kill me. So please mask with your good mask when you're indoors, in public, around other folks. Continue to wash your hands. Very good general practice. And social distance, because it is flu season. It's RSV season for the infants and all kinds of fucking craziness. So let's use some common sense out here and do what we can to try to protect ourselves, okay? On behalf of Will and Molly, and special shout out to Will for rocking with this for a damn near hour and a half. I appreciate you, pimp. So on behalf of Will and Molly, we thank you all so much for rocking with us. See y'all later. Bye-bye.